Okay, so the next question type we have is 13 through 16. I think it says 1 through 4 there, but I crossed it out and fixed it here. So if yours says 1 through 4, please change to 13 to 16 because that's the questions we have right here, okay? Okay, we have another parabola, so please go ahead and read that. We have another parabola, and we have 3 points. We have the zeros, and we have 1 point here. And what they want us to do is they want us to go ahead and put it in, in factored form. That means in this form here. And then, but the first two questions are just asking us the x value, the x coordinate of the of this first zero. So the m is the smaller. Remember, smaller goes this way, right? So negative numbers are smaller. So what's the first zero we have? It's right there. So -5, very easy, right? Then the next one is n. And by the way, where does m come from? It comes from here, and n comes from there. Sorry. So that's the m, that's the n. So we need that for the equation later. So the second one is this one right here. So that's going to be 4, okay? So what is the value of a based upon the graph? Now we have to use these values here to make an equation. So I'm going to go ahead and use that form right there, okay? So I'm going to make f of x is equal to a, and then we're going to go x. So this is right here. This is going to be x minus what? Minus m, right? But what is m? M is -5, so I have to go -5. But when you have two negatives, remember it becomes plus. So this is actually x plus 5, right? And then x minus n is 4, so I go times x minus 4, like that, okay? So what's the next thing? Well, we need to find a, but we're going to use this value over here, okay? So 2 is going to be in place of the x, right? So I'll put the, okay, so I'm going to put this 2 right there. I'm going to put that over here, and then -28, that, remember, that's the y, or the f of x, so that's going to go right there. So let me write it over again. So -28, and this is going to be 2 here, 2 here. And then let me go ahead and do this, and it's going to equal to a times 2 plus 5, and then 2 minus 4, okay? So we do 2 plus 5 is 7, 2 minus 4 is -2, and then this is still a, that's not a 9, okay? So this is still a, but it doesn't look like, it looks like a 9, so I just want to make sure that that's very clear, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put those back as being a here, and this is a, and this is -28 still, okay? And then we go over here, 7 multiplication, use your calculator, but it's -14, and then this is times a, okay? -28 equals that. And then remember, what we have to do is we have to divide both sides by -14, divide by -14. This cancels out, right? And then if you do on your calculator, this is not minus, it's negative. So -28 divided by -14, that's actually 2, okay? So 2 is equal to a, okay? Now, if you want to remember, this graph opens, it starts at the vertex, it opens up, right? So a should be positive if it opens up, and a is negative if it opens down, right? Okay, so always remember that. That's the value of a. So like this one opens up, it should be positive, and it is. Okay, so that would mean that 2 is right here. Now, we're going to use this equation for number 16. So we know that it's in that form there, so I'm going to put in, we're looking for f of 3. What's f of 3 equal to? That means we put, this goes into the x value, right? So I'm going to put a, which is 2, parenthesis, and instead of my x, this is the x, I'm going to put 3 for x. So let me just go ahead and do it like this. So this is from a plus 5 minus 4 plus 5 minus 4. And instead of x, let me go ahead and do this in red so it stands out. I'm going to put this 3, right? So that 3 is going to go right there. And that comes from over here and over there, okay? And then I put it on my calculator. That's 2. This is 8. This is -1, so it's -8. it should be negative 16, okay, equals negative 16. So that is going to be the value. And I can also check it on my graph, right? So if this 3 would be about right here, right? And then this would be about this. Now I don't see this over here, but I know that when it's 2, the f of x is negative 28. So this is negative 28. So yeah, maybe this is negative 16 if this is negative 28, okay? Maybe, okay? So anyway, that's how you do this problem here.